and gentlemen, it is game time here at the Baton Rouge River Center. USBC Media Relations Manager Matt Canizaro and Media Relations Specialist Emil Williams Jr. here at the 2012 USBC Open Championships. Right now we're here to see 2002 USBC Masters champion Brett Wolfe try to get it done in doubles and singles. Right now we're behind lanes 3 and 4 in this beautiful 48-lane facility, trying to see if Brett can continue the magic that he's found in the last 3 years on the championship lanes. Brett Wolfe, the talented left-hander, is the 3 and 4 year average leader here at the Open Championships, finishing the top 10 in all events twice, including second in 2010. He came back last year, 2011, at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada, with a 300 game in singles. Brett is especially well known for throwing his urethane blue hammer just about everywhere he goes and finding incredible success with that ball. Same ball he used to win the Masters in Reno in 2002. So it's his go-to, his Old Faithful. We talked about that a little bit on last night's broadcast of Armstrong Printing in the team event. So yeah, we haven't seen too many doubles and singles events so far this year. But here we are. So we're going to see 3 games of doubles on lanes 3 and 4, and then flip to 1 and 2 for singles. 1 and 2 was not used during the 2:30 team event, and 3 and 4 did not feature any left-handers. So Brett Wolfe is going to have virtually untouched lane condition to break down as he pleases, and we'll see how that helps. All right, folks, here's Wolfe up on the right lane, started with a strike, leaves a 7-pin in frame number 2. Brett struggled last night, shot 548 in the team event. He was just a couple pairs away from where we were live streaming, and clearly struggled throughout. Had a bunch of strikes and quite a few splits mixed in. So very uncharacteristic, but as I was saying last year as well, he did not bowl extremely well in the team event. And I actually bowled the same day and felt pretty proud of my own performance because I was able to score higher than the Masters champ. And then he absolutely destroyed the lanes in doubles and singles, put me back in my place. But I had a few minutes of feeling like a hero. And as you see, a miscue there, it misses the 7-pin on lane 2. So Emil, a little different visual today, I guess. Can't even remember our last doubles and singles. Obviously, our doubles champs just the other day, but prior to that, it's been a while. And so here we are, a little quicker pace, a few less people to look at, obviously, and a left-hander. Last left-hander we saw really get it done down here in doubles and singles was Matt McNeil. So what do you think we're going to see today?
Well, first of all, it's Brett Wolfe, of course. He's a guy that's you know, we didn't expect to put up some really good scores, of course. He's left-handed, which really doesn't make a difference. But you know, the fact that we had some dynamite lefties come through the tournament. I mentioned our last doubles and singles broadcast, if I recall, before our defending doubles champ was Bill Lillard. Of course, before Matt McNeil. So Bill, of course, now was a different day and have an opportunity to revisit history on the lanes as well. But you know, like I said, Brett Wolfe. What else can we say about him? The last 2 years, in fact, he's done some damage here at the tournament. Shot 300 last year, as you mentioned, and finished second in all events in 2010. So had Matt McNeil not been around, Brett Wolfe would have won all events that year. But his success has been well documented. And, the fact is, I think, you know, I know a lot of people have success with older generation bowling balls, of course, and that's something to be said. We can continue to have that kind of success. Some balls just fit the game of a certain individual, and clearly the Blue Hammer has fit Brett his time on the lanes, but he's not throwing that to start this evening. In fact, he threw it a little bit in practice. Now, I'm no expert, but it didn't look like it. It gave him the look that he would have liked to have seen, of course. So right now, he's throwing a 900 Global Mania on the lanes as well. So started with a strike and uncharacteristically missed his 7th pin. Now he's got another strike. So I'm looking for a double here as we head to the 4th frame. As we documented before, it's been tough on the left side. At least it looked tough. Some have made it look very easy. Some made it look very playable. And some have made it look downright ugly. Also on the pair, along with Brett, his doubles partner, Robbie Patterson III. On lane 3 and lane 4, Mason Sherman started with the front 4, and Hugh Rodman, who successfully knocks down the 6th pin for a spare. .30-16 total for those gentlemen, including Gary Epstein Jr. Gary is on lane 5 from Peoria, Arizona. Those 5 gentlemen finished with 30-16 last night. Again, Brett Wolfe struggled a little bit, 548. Leading the way for bowler zone 3 was Robbie Patterson III, who has a double now. It looks pretty locked in early.
Brett Wolfe did punch out in the 10th for 200 game in game 3 last night, so perhaps things just took a while to fall into place and for him to get comfortable. We'll find out here very quickly. Could not be throwing the ball any better on the left lane. Nothing but strikes. Lane 3. But as we learned with Turbo 2-in-1 grips in their title defense just the other night, it's a 2-lane game.
It's definitely a 2-lane game, of course. You have trouble on one lane. Of course, we've all seen folks be able to have success when the lanes are completely different. It all depends on what works best for you. Some people like to use different balls on 2 lanes. Sometimes you have to stand 2-3 arrows right or left of where you are on one lane as well to get the job done. 8-pin left for Mason there. Got that one right just a hair. Didn't get out of it as cleanly as he would have liked. I think so. They'll go for the 9 spare, and Brett gets out of trouble on the right lane. Very solid crew of bowlers. This group from the West Coast.
We know for a fact that Brett Wolfe is no stranger to the USBC Open Championships lane condition. He actually bowls in a sport league at home that features the Open Championships oil pattern year-round. And until the current year's pattern is available, they bowl on last year's. And then as soon as we unveil what we're going to see, they switch to the updated version. And just before we came to Baton Rouge and unveiled the 2012 pattern, Brett found incredible success on last year's shot and bowled an 886 series, the highest three game set in sport bowling history.
Man, 886.
886, a great score on any condition. And the fact that he was able to pull that off on such a challenging oil pattern. I mean, granted, he's got the accolades that go along with that kind of success, so it wasn't really a surprise. Same pattern he bowled 300 on in Reno last year. It looks like Mason Sherman, the right-hander, is the one with the hot hand today. 6 strikes, 7 frames. Before Brett Wolfe steps up on the left, let's take a look at the scoreboard. Things go awfully quickly here in doubles and singles. There it is, Brett perfect on the left lane. 3 great shots and struggling on the right. Have to figure something out here quick. And Emil, I bet you $1 this shot's pretty good too.
I'm not going to bet you on that one.
Uh-oh, ball change, the blue hammer.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
I'm not gonna question Brett's decisions here, being that he's a superstar and I'm sitting up here in the booth, but based on the first 3 shots he threw on that lane, I'm not really sure why he decided to switch balls. I look perfect from here. I don't know, maybe on the right lane for sure, a ball change or some movement. Write that down. I'm kind of curious to find out about that one when we get an opportunity to talk to him. Because now what's going to happen is he'll step up on the right lane with that ball and it'll be dead perfect, and then we'll have trouble on the left.
First sign of trouble for Sherman. Washout there. Pretty makeable.
Looks like Patterson having some shoe trouble. Gonna step back and brush off the shoe, give it another whirl as Sherman steps up, trying to stay clean here in game number 1. Just 2 the hard way. extra time pays off for Patterson as he delivers. It's 5 in a row. Let's see if his doubles partner, Brett Wolfe, can get back on track. See what kind of move he makes here on the right lane. Got Old Blue in his hands.
You're my boy Blue. I wonder, he has to say that once or twice. Maybe not on that shot though.
On the last shot on that lane, he left a 3-pin. I didn't catch the first shot, but did the 7 go late?
Yes.
Is that what happened? So yeah, had trouble getting to the head pin. And typically the reason that he'll throw the urethane all the time is that it's a lot more predictable, smoother, controlled reaction. With as much hand as he has, today's reactive resin bowling balls and more aggressive cover stocks just took too much too early. It's just too much for him, so he goes with the old standby. But, I'm certainly confused by what I'm seeing here so far, but again, who's to say he's not going to shoot 1,000 for the next 5 games, 6 games, 5, whatever. Like, never question Brett Wolfe, just like never question Matt McNeil.
Well, you don't question Robbie Patterson III either. RP3. He has 6 in a row.
All right, Brett, well, show us why you're the Masters champ. 7 goes late. Not sure how he felt about that one when it hit the pins. Hit kind of flat.
The only explanation that I could immediately think of would be, although his looks look good with the Maniac, perhaps he doesn't want to cover as many boards. And so, something more controlled. Move left on that shot, definitely on the lane.
Well, unless he saw something we didn't as far as their reaction on the left.
He's getting prepared and ahead of the transition.
Well, sir, just like that, we're in the 10th frame. So let's take a quick peek at the scoreboard. We're almost done with game number 1 here.
That was pretty quick, huh?
Time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun.
All right, there it is. Just in time to see Mason Sherman back on track. Started this game with the first 5.
Probably the first bad shot we could say from Mr. Patterson. When Brooklyn leaves him a 5-pin to deal with. With a spare, he's into 240s. Doubles and singles can be tricky. Sometimes you really don't know what you get sometimes. You try to do the best you can as far as scouting and things like that go. see what's on your pair and that kind of thing. But it makes it a little tough to navigate through 3 games and then a flip.
Well, for our doubles effort here for Brett Wolfe, the left side was untouched. And, flipping to the next pair, also a fresh condition for him. So a little less navigating than the right-handers. Sherman finishes things off. It's 234. Patterson, 248. Brett Wolfe can step up and throw a double, get him in the 200s as well. Rodman stepping up on the left, struggling here in game 1, possible 183. Badly for Rodman. Wolfe looking for a double. Just the head pin left again. It's back-to-back washouts on that lane after almost leaving to 3-7 with a different ball. What do you think, Emil? Should I run down there and give him some tips? Even though he's 50 pins ahead of my doubles pace.
Well, why not?
Gets 2. Rough start for Wolfe, 168. 248 for his doubles partner, Patterson. So let's see if Brett makes a move here. Looking around at some of these other lanes, and it appears I really had to work hard for my 120 starting doubles.
The fact that you're so open about it makes it even more impressive.
What else can I do?
That's right. It happens.
Again, we just want to thank everybody for joining us today. Thursday afternoon in Baton Rouge. We're watching the 5:30 doubles and the single squad. 2002 USBC Masters champ Brett Wolfe, 3- and 4-year average leader here at the Open Championships. We are behind lanes 3 and 4 at the Baton Rouge River Center. And ball change for Wolfe. It's a much better reaction on the back end, but he goes high, leaves just a 6.
Ball change and a move.
So I think somewhere in between those two, and he could rattle off 19 or 20 in a row, be right back on track.
Spare start for Brett. I'm sure he'll take that. Good frame for him. Again, he started with that same ball you just saw in the first game and made the ball change in frame 7. The blue hammer, the original blue hammer. There is a reproduced blue hammer out now. High hammer, but Brett has an original fast 8 from Sherman. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Mason is the only individual out of the group not from Arizona.
The third ball for Brett Wolfe. Looks like he moved way right. If I'm not mistaken, that was a Black Eagle. Or not. Okay. Brett's Arsenal. We have a Blue Hammer, a 900 Global, Maniac, a Command Zone, and a Black UDOT spare ball. So, process of elimination, that was the Command Zone. Unless he was hiding some tricks in his bag.
Could be a possibility too. Might have forgot one. Thanks to our associate Kevin Alvarez, who joined us last night on the broadcast for that, giving us that information. Sherman with the carry. Had a couple shots to go high though. The first up break for Patterson. He leads the big four. Lanes maybe starting to transition left for the right-handers on this pair. Richie Rodman, he started with 160, struggled in the first game as well. Goes to Brooklyn and gets a break.
All right, so here goes Wolfe up on the right lane. It's the first time throwing this ball on the right lane.
That is definitely a command zone. I saw the Z right at the top of his backswing. So Brett, perhaps a retro bowling ball connoisseur, likes the reactions of the 80s and 90s. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I will say this, he doesn't look very comfortable. At least on his spare attempts. I think he shot at 3 6-pins. He's firmly made one. He barely made one, and then he missed one. And he also missed a 7-pin to start, so some unusual things taking place here we're not used to seeing from Mr. Wolfe.
Well, we shot 21.47 in Las Vegas in 2009. Followed that up with 22.45 on the way to a runner-up finish in 2010. And then small 2000 last year with a 300 game in singles. I thought he was holding back, and he came through with a big finish there. 7.48 in singles, I believe. There was a great shot there, and all you can do is laugh. Number 7 doesn't want to cooperate.
So Brett playing a part of the lane, at least for left-handers, as left-handers go. I'm sure many may not get there. And all Brett can do is just kind of laugh it off too. Wow. But nonetheless, he's in about 4th arrow. So what's the Matt? What as a left-hander, if you have to go that far, what do you have to look for at that point? Because I think he might be in the ring 7 range a lot in that area, that part of the lane.
I didn't even know there was that many arrows. This condition basically being fresh for Brett at this point, assuming that he stays a little bit further left. He's going to see that fresh back end, a lot of hook off the pattern, especially with something shiny. And there's another ball change going back to the Maniac. And that ball is slow. Green Church. But as long as that back end is fresh, the shiny ball is going to hook a little bit as soon as it leaves the pattern. So a little bit of surface certainly would smooth out that reaction. But, as we see with the right-handers, especially in team event, they don't want to start too far in because then they're going to burn up the middle and not have anywhere to go. And the middles are hooking, then there's push to the outside. So I think at this point he's just fishing, trying to find something that's comfortable, something that'll get to the pocket. Although again, he had a great look the first 3 frames on the left lane with that Maniac. Just had a little bit of trouble getting the ball to finish on the right. And here we've seen 3 balls already. All right, well, here we are. I have a little trouble believing what we're seeing. Maybe something's not right, something's not feeling good. But Mr. Wolfe shooting at a 3-pin now, up on the left lane. Picks up the spare. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. And the scoreboard will tell the tale. Brett struggled in the team event last night, shot 548 with a 200 in the last game. Struggling to get comfortable here in doubles. He has been through 3 different balls and has not found a look that he liked. And a couple of missed spares, and he's in a bad way here halfway through game number 2. Doubles partner, Robbie Patterson III, shot 248 in game 1. He has yet to throw a double here in game 2. He's up on the right lane. Great shot there, he's back on track. Now let's see if Brett can follow suit with his first strike here in game 2.
Robbie in at 5th arrow.
Brett goes light there. Let's see. 3.56. Tough spare here. Once again, no left-handers on this pair during the team event. Only one team, actually. So, this pair as fresh as it could be for the left-hander.
Good spare for Brett there. He's again on the hunt for the best look possible. At least something decent at this point in time.
We appreciate everybody joining us today. We're live at the 2012 USBC Open Championships at the Baton Rouge River Center. We're about 2/3 of the way through this year's event. Kicked off on February 11th. We'll be here till July 10th. 151 consecutive days of competition from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m.-ish. A lot of excitement, especially over the last couple of weeks. We welcome 6 gentlemen in just a short time into our 50-year club, 13 for the year. And we've had our defending doubles and team champions within the last week. A number of exciting live stream broadcasts. Today we're here to see 2002 Masters champ Brett Wolfe. And sitting in the stands at least a few minutes ago was Adam Ishman of the defending Team All Events champion, K&K Bowling Services 5. And things continue to get worse for Brett. Moves left, squares up, leaves the 7-10. Really a much better reaction there, but the result not good. Saw him leave at least one of those last night at the team event as well. So Ishman was out here. His team bowls Monday and Tuesday with their Team All Events title on the line. That team includes USBC President Andrew Kane, who is also a left-hander, who also bowls in that same sport league where Brett shot 886 on the 2011 Open Championships pattern. So I imagine all of these gentlemen have seen this pattern quite a bit, practiced a little bit, bowled league of course, for the second half of the year, and struggling here. I don't know what kind of notes Ishman was able to take down for Andrew Kane, but I'm sure he'll be back and has high expectations, as do we, for a sizable single set from Mr. Wolfe. But he's still in search of his first strike here in game 2. 105 in the 8th frame.
All we see him do is strike, and now he's doesn't have one. He's beyond odd. My ball never read the pattern. Well, if you're left-handed and you're watching, talk to Chad Sheffield via Twitter. He's left-handed, formerly of the University of Nebraska, Omaha. Said always watch the broadcast, get an idea of what to do, what the lefties are doing. Well, Chad, I'm shocked too.
Well, we've seen a pretty good variety of left-handers so far. We did see one earlier in the year on the fresh. He was inside with something shiny, and all it did was check early. It was either through the face or Brooklyn, 13 shots in a row, until he moved way left and played right up the ditch with something shiny. And It read the 39-foot pattern and hooked right into the pocket for a 6-bagger. Lefty's trying to cross too many boards. It's just there's not enough traffic. You get the over-under. Saw Stephen Hardy find a lot of success. Shot 2,000 plus, playing outside as well. Matt McNeil used a little bit of surface. He was just inside of 5 at the arrows and doing what McNeil does. Last night we saw a talented left-hander, Doug Becker, Orlando Bowling Association Hall of Famer, PBA Regional Champion. Shot 300 here in 2006, and he shot 560 on the broadcast last night. Just a few pairs away from Brett, who shot 548. So it seems to be either really good or really bad, no in between.
The last few shots for Robbie Patterson have been spectacular. Finds himself with 234 if he can strike on his final shot to 10.
It did not look too good after 5 frames, but here we are. He's back in the 230s, so he's certainly carrying this doubles pair to a cash spot, hopefully. If you're curious about the loaded cash numbers, you can check out bowl.com, find the Open Championships page, and click on the scores box, and you'll find loaded cash numbers and a whole lot more. So there's 234 for Patterson. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. There's Brett Wolfe prepares for his 10th frame. Still no strikes here in game 2 for the left-hander.
Robbie was in at about sixth arrow on his field shots in the 10th, so we'll see if he continues to keep moving deeper.
It's going to be a ball change again for Wolfe, but he's moved well left from where he was earlier. Trusty Blue Hammer leaves a 6-pin. Reaction's getting better. McNeil said his main difference was just finding a different ball to give him a little different shape, but he was basically in the same area. Six-pin, no problem for Wolfe.
Red decided to hook at that one.
Instead of going to his black U-dot spare ball, stuck with the blue hammer on that one. Mike Flanagan checking in the chat room. Hoping to see Brett Wolfe's first strike here in game 2. Spill ball. Got that one left. How about that?
You know, that looks so good. I got to see it on the right lane. The right lane, I think, you know, for the most part, he's been okay on the left lane as far as ball reaction is concerned. Been able to get to the pocket, although he's left a lot of 6-pins.
The right lane so far is a nightmare. Patterson going very well here in doubles, 248, 234, and there's a strike to start the finale.
I don't know Robbie Patterson at all, but I'll go out on a limb and say he likes to play inside. And he's doing it very well. Getting close to 6-0 now.
He's actually standing left of Brett. And that one was a couple boards in from that field ball in the 10th.
heaven.
Here comes Adam Isman back to check out game 3. Phone in hand, no doubt, sending some updates to the boys at home. Second pin, no problem for Brett. Patterson doing work here on lane 4. Looking for a double to start game 3. Goes Brooklyn, leaves the 9-pin. Very easy to do that, Emil. Just get that ball a little bit in, and it is taken off. There's 0 hold in the middle of the lane, especially if you're throwing something shiny.
Yeah, don't dare grab it a little even.
Our next live stream broadcast will be Tuesday, May 29th, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Central. We're going to see K&K Bowling Services 5 try to make it 2 in a row. Team all events, first team to do so since 1998. Lodge Lane's got it done. Tuesday is Emil's day off, but I have a feeling he might be nearby.
Oh, break there.
That ball kind of wiggled off the spot and never made the right turn, but fortunate to trip the 3-pin forward. Things have improved for Rodman. Started today with 160, but followed up with 212. Now has a double here in game 3.
That was definitely a 6th error right there for Patterson. Five-pin left as he crossed over, but he makes it for RP3. Robbie Patterson is the third, 248, 234. His first 2 games, Hugh Rodman up now. Looking for 3 in a row, 160, 212, his first 2. Good shot from Hugh. Here is Brett Wolfe. Brett struggled. 168, 144. Looking for ball reaction. Left the 6-pin. No 6-pin left on that shot. 10 back.
All right, here comes the 19-bagger.
the over-under on Brett's single set.
7 1/4. Shout out from Brett. He can't wait to hear this one on the replay. Brett, we're trying to be as kind as possible. I feel for you. It makes you feel better. You're ahead of my own personal pace. And a big game here. Not far off of Matt McNeil's singles pace, so you gotta find the positives.
You have to find the positives. When you're struggling,
all he's got to do is save his 840 for singles. And that should be good position for an eagle.
there it is. Here it comes.
Got the speed right, got it out far enough.
His left foot.
Comes right from London. Stopped by. He was on with us last night. A lot of good insight. Talented bowler. Sport bowling high average guy from Illinois, now Texas. He's bowling at 8:30 tonight. I'm sure we'll be hearing about him and his teammates. But right now, it's the Brett Wolfe show, working on a 3-bagger up on the left lane. There's that pesky 6-pin again. Still a pretty good shot. He's almost beaten his last game. I've now known Brett Wolfe for almost half my life. How about that? He bowled in college, Arizona State, back in the late 1990s. And of course, the big Masters win coming at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno in 2002. A lot of great bowlers got their starts in college bowling. And while we have this opportunity, I know, Emil, you met some youngsters on your way up here, and I believe you have some special information for them. Is that right?
I could. I did. I met a couple folks. Young man and his parents. Parents were bowling. He came up and asked me a couple questions about the tournament. Would it affect his college play, things of that nature. Got to talking, of course. He's a junior in high school, of course. I said, well, you might want to think about going to the high school bowling combine held at the International Training Research Center at headquarters down in Arlington, Texas. Described it to him. Parents seemed very excited about it. No doubt he seemed excited about that. Get him some information before he leaves Baton Rouge tomorrow. But great opportunity that we talked about before. I know they may be still looking for some talent. Not only is it a combine, but an opportunity possibly to talk with several college coaches. idea, an interest level, ask some questions. An opportunity to see where you are, where you measure up right now, what you need to work on to improve and continue to strive for the next level.
Emil Williams Jr., a former collegiate sensation at Lindenwood University, always looking for the next great talent. There's a great shot from Brett Wolfe now, back on track. Let's take a look at the scoreboard now. We're just past the halfway point of game 3. Things not going so well early, 168, 144 for the left-hander. However, his doubles partner, Robbie Patterson III, 248 to 234. He is striking again here in the finale. So grab on Brett, we're going for a ride.
Brett from Tempe, if I'm not mistaken. I believe my first experience or sectionals experience was in Tempe. Stayed right across the street from Arizona State. Good times. Good times. Very nice city. Oh!
Got that one in a drop, and it checked 6-pin forward. Nice break there for a double. Much needed double. After game 3, we're gonna change our camera position and move to lanes 1 and 2 for 3 games of singles. And I'm expecting big things out of Brett Wolfe.
Notice, man, that second game, of course, was very rough on Brett, and it seemed to almost trickle down on the rest of the pair, the rest of the guys there, although they did bowl well. Mason with 211, Hugh had 212, and Robbie shot 234, but for a while there, it didn't look like it was going very well for all 4 of the competitors on that pair, and now Brett's got it going. The morale is back. The excitement level is up. And everybody's striking.
Well, not a lot of strikes being thrown on the pair they're headed to. But I'm sure Brett's not thinking that far ahead. He's thinking about this shot right here on lane 4 for the 3-bagger. I believe he's calling for a mulligan on his first 2 games. Can I please get a do-over? No left-handers on the pair to the left that they're going to. It'll be the same situation, brand new condition.
Wow.
Oh, he looks a little winded after that shot. That one has some stank on it.
What a great word. Do you know what movie that word is? That word is synonymous with a particular movie. I thought about it immediately as you said that. Liar, liar. For all intents and purposes. Small nugget of information from myself, of course. Robbie Patterson, he's brought it. He's Rodman on this double score. Here's Wolfe.
Fortunate to leave just the 2-4. Gave that one a little extra oomph there at the bottom. Grabbed it. It's contagious. Rodman grabs his as well. That's a casher. Patterson and Wolfe, 11:59 with 1 frame to go. Very un-Wolfe-like. But at least he's smiling and having a good time with his buddies.
Mason wanted that one. Robbie wants this one. Ah. That's not where you want that. A shot like that. Nonetheless, good bowling from Robbie. And he and Brennan in the game. Definitely get a check, the cashing variety.
All right, this will be 224 for Robbie Patterson, the third. 706 series. We're in our final frame. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard as Brett Wolfe gets ready for his last frame here in doubles. There it is. Tough start for today. Things coming back on track here in game 3. Another good shot, mixes him up. Strike here puts Brett in the 240s. Possible 247 with that messenger on the 7th. Mason Sherman finishes with 235 and a 680 set. Rodman is going to be just over 200. Gets that shot left. 244. Set 556 from here. Take a look up top before things disappear. We're going to go ahead and get the camera situated, and get ready for singles. We'll be right back. right, folks, here we are. Singles underway. It's a brand new day for Brett Wolfe. Great shot there. And he starts off with a strike, so we're going to shake off that 548 in team, 556 in doubles, pretend like it never happened. And I've set the over-under here in singles, 725 for the left-hander. I know he will not disappoint. Buddy Dave Armstrong, the tail end of his 9-day Baton Rouge getaway, hanging out, getting ready for doubles and singles later tonight. Talking to Adam Ishman, defending team all events champ. Ishman trying to get an idea. His team takes the lanes Monday and Tuesday. Have that on our live stream Tuesday at 5:30. Central, 6:30 Eastern. We appreciate everybody joining us today once again. 2012 USBC Open Championships. We are on lanes 1 and 2. We're here to see 2002 Masters champ Brett Wolfe, 3- and 4-year average leader here at the Open Championships. Has shot 2,000 or better the last 3 years on the tournament lanes, including a 300 last year in Reno. Things not going so well here in 2012, as you saw by that shot. He'll get 2. So far today, if Brett could bowl his entire 2 events on the left lane, making a run at the all events title, but that is not the case. It's a 2-lane game, and trying to get back on track after a rough start here today. Albert Patterson, big set in doubles. So this pair, a different story. Nobody bowled here during the team event. So only a few games in traffic. Bothering Mason Sherman, great shot there, leaves the 10. Brett Wolfe stepping up on the left. Struck his first shot on this lane. He's throwing his trusty old blue hammer.
Brett has thrown every ball he has. He threw them all during doubles. Started with a Maniac 900 goal. Then frame 7 switched, went to the blue hammer. Then shortly thereafter, went to a command zone. And just could not get comfortable, could not find a look. But the first couple of shots in the game 1 with the Maniac looked okay. He struck 3 times on the left lane. So again, it's everybody's different. Everybody likes to see a certain shape. Of course, Brett knows his game. I would imagine better than anyone else.
Rodman starts with a double. Gets that one wide right for 3. Very easy to get just 3. You have to be precise with your shot making. Not a lot of room for error. That is the definition of sport bowling, of course. That's where the challenge comes in. You gotta throw good shots and make your spares, and you'll be rewarded. Brett Wolfe understands a little something about that. He owns the highest series in sport bowling history, 886. Also a state record in Arizona.
I saw in the chat room that was his second 886.
Figured he did one on the house shot. Might as well try to one up himself. Went and got it done in a sport condition.
Wow.
He's also got a great big Eagle trophy and a $100,000 check that says he's pretty good even before that.
I first met Brett back in 2010. Talked to him. In fact, I jumped in line of duty. You were shoeing up, getting ready to bowl, and Brett was doing his thing. And shooting 22.45. Realized he also had some ties to Reno. Outside of the Masters win. A couple of folks he's known there for quite some time. Actually had our lead there, Rudy. And the good folks at High Sierra Lanes at Reno. I believe they still have the check there at the bowling center in High Sierra. Brett Wolfe's big money check.
Yeah, somebody should cash that. Time flying here. These guys bowling awfully quick. Halfway through the first game of singles already. Nice double there from Brett. Gets left far enough and rewarded. Opportunity to look up at the scoreboard. Again, doubles and singles goes awfully fast. Haven't done a lot of DS live streaming, but here we are. We'll be back with you again on Tuesday. Defending Team All Events champ, K&K Bowling Services 5. Had an awesome run last year. Unsuspecting. These guys snuck up on us and stole the spotlight on the claim of title, led by
ripped it away.
USBC President Andrew Kane taking charge there. Adam Ishman was working on site in one of the booths for part of the year. He got to wait it out on site every time somebody had the front seven.
We've been pretty fortunate to catch some good things on our live stream. Our webcast here. We were scheduled and live, as a matter of fact. Broadcasting the defending doubles champions at that point. Steve Bone and John Pryor Jr. Just a few pair away. K&K Bowling Services 5 has began a major mountain push. Someone we forgot to mention earlier, yesterday rather. Also from Arizona is Kyle King. King, in his first year, last year shoots 21.30, some odd, I believe.
Come on, Brett, you gotta throw it better than that, buddy.
Just not going his way today. Kyle, in his first time, shoots 2,100 and wins an eagle. It's a pretty good debut. I think he might have been 20 years old, maybe 19 or 20.
Junior Team USA member, Kyle King. 4 of those 5 guys will be back this year. Somebody couldn't make it. Sub's gonna step in. How'd you like to be that guy? No pressure.
A little bit. That young man's a good bowler as well. Antonio Medina. From Louisville, Kentucky, I believe. In fact, I'm almost positive he bowls in their group within their teams prior to. It won't help the seamless transition portion, if you will. So those 4 gentlemen will receive their championship watches as well. So all of our other champions, defending champs, that come back. Escorted march down center aisle. Robin takes the 10 off and 6. 128 and the 7th for Hugh Robin. Sherman with a strike in the 7th. He's at 103.6. He's looking for a double here. Upright is the 2-pin. Here's Patterson, got 706 and doubles and missed that one. Washout. Mason Sherman representing Southern California. SoCal.
Another good SoCal bowler now in Arizona. Josh Blanchard taking home some accolades this week. He is now a 3-time PBA Rookie of the Year. We've got the Northwest nod, the West region, and of course the big time PBA Tour. So congratulations to Josh Blanchard, who also just signed with Ebonite International, a new contract there. He'll be throwing all 4 brands coming out of Hopkinsville. He's been a Brunswick guy for a long time, since his Wichita State days, so he's got a lot of learning to do. A lot of equipment coming his way as Brett Wolfe gets the 9 to fall. So he's looking at the 3-7. I'm sure those guys spent some time together, bowling league in Arizona and what have you.
I think Josh also threw some storm equipment. Well, not 100% sure, but if that is the case. So obviously each company very different, of course, so as you said, some learning to do. But I'm sure it won't take him very long.
We'll see Josh out here next month, as a matter of fact, throwing his new equipment on the end of June. His team from last year, Fox Bowl, the 2008 Team All Events champs. Josh not a part of that team, but filling in and stepped up big time last year. They rolled the 2nd highest game in tournament history. So looking forward to those guys, led by Mike Nape, the all-time lifetime average leader here at the Open Championships. So still got some excitement down the road. It's going to be a slower, quieter couple of weeks coming up here, but then some talented teams coming in at the end of June and the very first week of July. Never a dull moment here at the Open Championships.
I'm sure Mr. Nate, of course, would like to be able to have Josh on his team for quite some time, but something's telling me that a win on the national tour is not too far away from Josh's future. Of course, that would then, at least at this point, to make him ineligible. Wow.
The struggles continue for Brett Wolfe. Brett, we're all here to see you, buddy. Got 2 games, put on a show for us. Give us something memorable. I know you can do it. Interesting reaction there, that ball. Gave him a little wiggle down lane.
I didn't see too many people playing right to begin on at doubles on this pair. Looked like everybody was to start at least that 3rd arrow. Get moving in.
Good shot from Sherman. He's been steady all day. Had a pretty good double set.
Got 680.
And just like that, it's the 10th frame. Game number 1. This could be a quick day in the office. I guess we're just used to the team events where we're out here for 4.5 hours. Quicker pace here. Next year, however, pace will slow down considerably for doubles and singles. All kinds of good changes coming up. Next year, the Open Championships returns to the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. And just 3.2 miles away will be the Women's Championships for the first time in history. Both events in the same host city in the same year. Great shot there by Sherman. 4 count spare. So an all new registration system for the Open and Women's Championships. Everything can be done online. And as soon as you pay, you have the ability to lock in your team time. You pay for doubles and singles right away. You can lock in your doubles and singles time as well. First come, first serve. And the benefit there is to take advantage of the all new schedule. We're going to have back-to-back team events starting in 2013, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. And just 3 doubles and single squads each day, 7 a.m., 11 a.m., and 10:30 p.m. And the big change, of course, is going to be 6 on a pair instead of 4. That's going to slow the pace down a little bit. And the other big change is that you will not switch lanes between doubles and singles, so it's going to be 6 on a pair, 6 games on 1 pair of lanes. And everybody will have fresh oil, every squad. So, more on a pair, quicker or slower pace. And less squads in the day means more time to oil the lanes for every squad. So a lot of changes coming up, a lot of excitement in Reno. Check it out. If you'd like to sign up for either the Open or Women's Championships, please visit bowl.com. Each tournament has its own page with all kinds of great information, including news, notes, scores, pictures, blogs, you name it. Have a question in the chat room. Does anybody know how Storm Cincinnati did the other night when they were on lane 41? Well, those gentlemen, Steve Fair, Jeff Fair, Ken Abner, they struggled quite a bit in the team event. Shot just over 2,900. Then Ken Abner and Jeff Fair made a solid run in doubles. almost took the lead. Came up a little bit short, shot 14.62. And I believe that's the perfect segue for Emil Williams Jr. to give you the rundown of the top 10 here at the 2012 USBC Open Championships.
Top 10 Open Championships looks a little something like this. In regular team, first place, 34.01. Standing strong since March 5th. Nicholas J's Pro Shop 2 of La Crosse, Wisconsin. Lens Lakers in 5th place, 32.78 from Minneapolis. And Indy Storm 1 from Mandan, North Dakota. Rounds out the top 10, 32.27. 32.27 gets you the top 10. That top 10 for a regular team has been pretty a standard for a good portion of the last month or so. And regular doubles, Matt McNeil, Carlos Shaw. Matt from Prior Lake, Minnesota. Shaw from Deep Haven, Minnesota, 14.89. And 5th place, their teammates, Thomas Corbett from Minneapolis and Gary Green from Holton, Wisconsin, 14.39. And in 10th place, Scott Erickson from Oregon, Wisconsin, and Chris Gibbons from Madison, Wisconsin, 14.10. And as Matt mentioned, Jeff Fairkin-Abner recently entering the top 10, 14.62 in the top 3. And regular singles, again, still standing strong, Henry Teese III. Not sure his exact day, but it's been quite some time as well. 800 even from West Allis, Wisconsin. John Ferretti in 5th place from Erie, Pennsylvania with 771. And a tie for 10th, Vale Floria from Cerritos, California with 755, part of the Legend of Dunk Hope squad, and Scott Pohl, former Team USA member, Burnsville, Minnesota, also at 755. Henry Teets again with the lead. Needed 290 for 801. Went out, shot 289. That's to talk about getting it done. Regular all events. Again, it's Matt McNeil from Prior Lake, Minnesota, 22.02, the lone 2200 so far on the board. The 2012 edition. Nick Heilman in 5th. Came up game plan and able to execute some things along with his Nicholas J's Pro Shop teammates. 21-21 in 5th from La Crosse, Wisconsin. Time for 9th at the bottom, Chris Gibbons, again from Madison, 20.89, and Tom Adcock from Decatur, Illinois, also with 20.89. Ken Wagner both pretty well. He's sitting in 8th, 20.90. And in team all events, top spot belongs to S&V Pro Shop 1 from Clinton Township, Michigan. Billy Orlikowski in the gang at 99.54. France Pro Shop 1 of Waterloo, Iowa, 97.95. And Legend of Dunk Ho rounds out the top 10 from Cerritos, California. And team all events with 96.66. As you look at your top 10, regular division here at the 2012 USBC Open Championships. Again, that was brought to you by nobody.
All right, and while you were giving the rundown, Brett Wolfe keeping my hopes alive. Started this game with a double. I set the number at 725. He only needs to throw another 20 in a row. And we'll be there. So, I've seen him do it. I know he can. Brett, I know you're going to watch this later. Don't let me down.
Of course, if anyone else has any score questions or want to know how someone did, be sure to go to bowl.com. Click on the tournaments page, click on Open Championships, on the scores box, and you'll have access to leaderboards. You can search by individual. You can search by year. I believe it goes all the way back to 2005, if I'm not mistaken. All other notes, tidbits, information. Register team there, you can find that there as well.
three-bagger for Brett Wolfe. Let's say hypothetically Mr. Wolfe strikes out here, shoots 300. Where can I find the latest news and headlines?
Well, of course, the first place you can go is Twitter. It's the quickest way to get the fastest headlines out. If you're not a follower of Twitter, if you're not on Twitter, I suggest you get on. Create yourself a handle, get involved in the social media world, and that way you can follow us. Follow USBC, the handle, of course, at USBC. Pretty standard, pretty simple. And if you'd like to personally interact with one of us, well, one of us is on, one of us isn't. I'm on, however. It's at EWJR. In fact, I've talked to several via Twitter. Interacted, had questions in the chat room, kept the conversation going on Twitter. We are also located on Facebook. Matt Cannizzaro, because he's a public figure, I am not on that kind of level yet. Has his own fan page where we frequently post fun facts, other tidbits of information, pictures behind the scenes here at the Open Championships. Find him, Matt Cannizzaro-USBC. Oh! Perhaps you can also find me on the fan page as well. Also, go ahead and like our page and like USBC's own page, the Sport of Bowling. USBC. Also, frequent information, questions, fan voting, things of that nature, all can be found on both pages. So feel free to socially interact with the USBC and the Open Championships.
This crew struggling here in singles so far, but Brett Wolfe, the left-hander, turning it on here. In game 2 starts with the front four. He's almost surpassed his game 1 score of 156.
While our cameras are on 1 and 2, if you see another gentleman pop in on the right side of your screen, it might be Landon Carnage bowling in this group from Arizona as well, from Glendale. His last shot, 7th arrow on the right side. Or I should say from a right-hander. While Brett Wolfe kind of playing the same area, but he's left-handed. Now Brett with the front 5, giving his fans what they came to see, both online and in person. Saw Robbie Patterson before he was done on that last pair on 3 and 4. He got to his 6th arrow. Somewhere very close to it. Here's Sherman, solid and consistent throughout the day. Mason with the double.
All Brett has to do here is throw the next 19 in a row, and he'll find his way into the top 10 in singles. No problem.
We saw something close to that by Liz Johnson in the team event. back 9 in the second game for 260. And then started with the front 8. Last game. She left a 7 count. I think it was a 1-2-5. Picked it up, went on to shoot 267. 724.
I know this blue hammer's got a little bit of magic left in it. Brett will not let us down.
I'm confident. Flirting with the channel. That's how Brett likes it. Chase right in front of us. East Coast. He shot 299 here a couple years ago.
I believe I saw his name in a press release earlier today as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna double check that before I say the wrong thing, but East Region Rookie of the Year sounds familiar.
And a former collegiate bowler also at St. John's University. Here's Wolfe looking for 7. Chop that 7 out of there. Able to pick up just like it's nothing.
There it is.
Start.
PBA East Region Rookie of the Year, Adam Chase of Seaford, New York. Best finish of 4th. 6 cashes, 4 match play appearances, and 8 tournaments. So solid year for him out there in the PBA Regional Tour. See if he can get it done here in Baton Rouge, just as he did in Reno a couple of years back. My reading comprehension level has increased drastically since my high school days. And my memory has not yet begun to fade, so all in all, things are going well. Except for that shot from Robbie Patterson. That ball was headed left all the way. He shot 7-0 in doubles. Having a rough go at it here in singles. Brett Wolfe, however, putting on a show for all the Brett Wolfe fans out there. Let's take a look at what it looks like. 156, he's already headed for the Century Club here in singles. 548 team, 556 in doubles. Trying to make up some ground. Top 10 in singles, still within reach. Current leader, 800. Henry Cheese III of West Allis, Wisconsin. Brett's not going to get there. Effortless, 8 in a row.
Brett has stayed loose and joked and consoled Robbie Patterson. I'm sure of course, he'd like to have his first couple of games back. Robbie was bowling very well. And that happens in doubles sometimes. Now Brett finds himself with 8 in a row. Sure, all the while just in his And his brain mentally just kicking himself.
Well, better late than never.
Because up until right now, I arguably say that the trip hasn't been going too well for Brett. Has the makings to be his highest game so far. This is game 8.
If you missed any of today's broadcast or any of our recent broadcasts from here in the Baton Rouge River Center, you can find us on youtube.com/BullTV. Championships broadcast and much more. Check that out. Our next live broadcast Tuesday night, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central. Defending Team All Events champs will be on the lane. Here's Brett Wolfe looking for 9 in a row. The 10 pin will not go. He's just warming up for game 3.
Yeah, it's warming up.
Needed one extra shot here. Had some exciting moments on our live stream broadcast. A few courtesy of left-hander Matthew McNeil. Mandy McHonor score wowed us with a 300 822 series. And last year, in his title defense, came up a little bit short, finished 3rd in all events. And came right back with us this year. Some bonus coverage. And shot 847 in doubles. He's now the doubles leader, all events leader. And he shot over 2,200 3 consecutive years. If you missed that, certainly a long night for us, and we enjoyed every minute of it. You can catch that and much more on our YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe, and you'll be notified of any upcoming broadcasts so you don't miss the next one. Watching Brett Wolfe and Matt McNeil in the last couple of years make it very hard to be left-handed. Left me wondering how they're able to do what they do.
Well, Matt, I've seen you shoot a couple of honor scores as well. In fact, 2. Although one of them I saw in person. A couple of honor scores for Matthew.
Sir, until it happens on the big stage.
Hey, I get it. I understand. I just wanted to reassure you that you have that affirmation in yourself there, that you can and will get it done. Always remember, it's never too late. Even in your longevity years. Could happen.
Happened to Sam Carter. Senior player, one of 17 300s this year at the Open Championships.
Good story right there.
Good shot right there.
Good shot.
Brett finally gets a break, 6-pin forward. He's in the 270s. 120 pins better than his previous game, 156. 279 for Brett Wolfe. He turned singles around very quickly. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. 156, 279. He's plus 35. Behind the pair by a bunch. Brett supporting our sponsors as well.
The group did. They all did on that one.
A refreshing beverage here as we start the final game of the 2012 Open Championships for one of our premier left-handers.
The average is going to go down
A little bit.
That's the conversation, you want to be in. When you say that your average went down because you struggled, you had an off year, yet you're still, top 5, the all-time average list, 4 to 5 as Brett is.
Well, Mr. Wolfe, 1539 through 8 games, minus 61. That's with the help of a 244 in his doubles finale and 279 in game 2 of singles. So 2 big games. Trying to help Brett salvage this year. $1,800 still out there. Par. A goal of many here at the Open Championships.
Well, of course, if there's anybody who can put 2 dynamite games back to back, it is indeed Brett Wolfe. Starts with a ranked 7, though. Again, there are several individuals that come through here that you can model your game after, or personality, that kind of thing. You want to be like so-and-so. Brett Wolfe is a fine choice, especially if you're left-handed. Carries himself very well all the time. Very class act. Classy gentleman. Always cool to talk to as well. Stopped in a couple days prior to just to say hello. In fact, he wanted to go ahead and register his teams for next year.
Key to success here, make your spares, and we're seeing a lot of spare shooting miscues.
Hopefully it wasn't the pressure of the bright lights of the live stream cameras.
Well, I'm pretty sure Brett has bowled under the bright lights. He had to at least once.
The actual TV.
The real deal.
The real deal. The real deal.
As he cruised to that Masters title in 2002.
Oh.
Some love on number 7.
They've got to edit that clip.
Brett's still having a good time with his team, no matter what. Smiling. As they say, it's only bowling.
It's only bowling.
Usually the people that say that are the ones that bowl well. But for a double here. Another 7-pin on the left lane. Could have easily been 3 7s in a row, but got a break in the second frame.
One of the reasons why so many people say they have a love-hate relationship with the sport, because just like that, Brett maybe experiencing some carry down a little bit. Wrap 7s. After chopping the 7 out, a couple of shots during this second game, 279. Being in the pocket, throwing great shots, and still leaving 9 counts. That's what makes the game beautiful. Take the good with the bad.
As you can see from my optimistic sidekick here, we balance each other out well. So, I don't know if I even know how to say such things. Certainly not after.
I've had my fair share of letdowns and subpar performances. And if you walked out of there still able to walk out, period, head held high, maybe a little dignity left, it's always tomorrow. And I think that at that particular point, maybe not. But that's just the truth. As they say, things tend to even themselves out.
Well, maybe we'll do a Facebook poll and we'll see who would like to see Bill Williams Jr. try to get it done live here at the Open Championships.
Well, there's no poll needed.
Just unanimous, absolutely. It's your breakout year. We don't want to miss it.
Because while actually I know there's a couple of teammates who would love to be in front of the cameras. Me, on the other hand, I think I'd prefer to have a reason to be live streamed. Of course, who wants to embarrass themselves on in front of a national audience?
Sir, we only pick superstars who are going to put on a show. And speaking of superstars, here's Brett Wolfe stepping up on the left lane. Back-to-back spares. There it is, up close. Mixes them around. Singles didn't start off so well, 156 for the southpaw. Back that up with 279, and he's been in the hole here in game 3. Looking around at this venue, 48 lanes in the Baton Rouge River Center. Enough lumber and plywood to build 5 3-bedroom homes. And I was just taking a look at some of the 6 miles of wires and cabling all throughout the venue to make this show go for 151 consecutive days. If you've never been, recommend coming out to the Open Championships, checking it out. The big show, the world's largest participatory sporting event. Nothing like the high ceilings and the bright lights or that first march down the center aisle. Right there, Mr. Wolfe back on track with a double. Singles is saved.
Robbie Patterson not having the same success as he was in doubles. Lost a little bit of his reaction.
Split there for Mason Sherman. Goes high, leaves a 6-pin. You know, while we have this chance, somebody was curious about the showcase lanes upstairs. What can you tell us about that new addition to the Open Championships?
Well, so far they have been a hit. Throughout the bowlers have come down. Showcase lanes opportunity where you can practice upstairs on the same lane condition, the same lane circles and approaches, as you will see down on the tournament lanes. Up to 10 people can practice, 1 hour practice sessions. 2 classifications, on peak, off peak hours, during peak hours. Price is $125, again that's for up to 10 people. Off peak, $90. You, yourself, maybe get 2 teams, 1 team. Divvy that up and you'll have a chance to test your strategy, test your equipment, get a general idea of how the lanes will play for you and your team. 2 pair upstairs, so ample opportunity. Still spots available if I'm not mistaken. Again, the tournament ends July 10th. So by all means, take advantage. I'd say most, if not all, but definitely most of our the bowlers that we know have had a chance. They've taken advantage.
Have you reserved your spot yet?
I have not. I think I believe our group captain will be taking care of that. Either way, I'm pretty sure I'll be hitting the lanes upstairs. And that can lead me to some success downstairs.
Of course.
That's the goal, of course. Oh, that ball held for Brett. It feels like just a minute ago we were setting this
this stuff up, and we're 2 frames away from calling it a day here at the Open Championships. It does fly by. I believe today's day 104 of 151. Still a lot of great action to be seen. Memories to be made. Brett Wolfe trying to make a memory here. Game 3 of singles. Here's another look at the scores as we get ready for the 10th frame. Big finale here. Brett had 548 in team, 556 in doubles. And pulled out a decent single set here. Still with 1 frame to go. They're going to be the first ones done. Last night, Armstrong printing took every minute of their 3 hours. Enjoyed it. These guys have breezed through 6 games of doubles and singles. 8:30 team squad. In the squad room right now, getting ready to come on out as soon as they get these lanes oiled.
Dress the lanes.
When do they come out to undress the lanes?
Well, they do both. Simultaneous. Patterson. Again, he bowled great in doubles. Lost a little bit of his reaction when he made the flip. Finishes with 209, 540 on the series.
Patterson, a team player. Got it done. Struggled here in singles. Brett Wolfe up on the right lane now, working on the double. Looking for a strong finish here in singles. Never a doubt. Another shot like that would put him in the 230s. He's already over 600. He's got to feel pretty good. Brett's 3 highest games of the day, 244, 279, and possibly 238. So half up pretty solid. Other half he struggled a little bit. That's how it goes. It's a roller coaster, a thrill ride. He'll be back strong next year, I'm sure. This year will end with a 7-pin. 672. How about that for a comeback?
That's impressive.
Sure, Mr. Wolfe, 548, 556, comes back strong. Final 2 games, 279, 237 for 672 and a 1776 all events total. I imagine he's got to be satisfied with that finish. He's got to look at the good. He's going to back it up. start thinking ahead towards next year. We head back to the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. Familiar place. Mr. Williams, unless you have anything to add, I think we're about done here today. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Well, we saw a different side of a great bowler, and looks like we'll have a chance to tell us about what he thought on the lanes. But nonetheless, we saw another side, but not necessarily a struggle side. While he did struggle, we saw another side where he can have a little adversity, be able to bounce back, and still finish out pretty well for the most part. So, as we said before, it happens. It happens often. So,
it's been an interesting week. A lot of great bowlers. A lot of things happening. And we're certainly not done. We have K&K Bowling Services 5 coming up on Wednesday, 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. The defending Team All Events champion. And they hit the lanes for team event Monday night at 8:30. And we'll have it for you. Doubles and singles on Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. Right now we're going to talk to Brett Wolfe in just a second.
Oh, I get to come and sit? Be mic'd up? Frightening.
And here we are up top with Brett Wolfe. Let's talk about what we saw today.
Why not?
From back here, we'll go back to game number 1.
Sure.
You threw 3 great shots on the left lane with the Maniac, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And struggled on the right lane. But then the next time up on the left, you had the blue hammer in your hand, so we were kind of curious about that ball change first.
Well, I figured after 6 or 7 shots, maybe I'd burned a little spot in that general area where I could bounce that hammer off of. I was pretty convinced I was going to go to it regardless on the right lane because I really hadn't made a good shot. I know the left lane I'd struck a couple, but I'm not a huge fan of 2 different balls, but might have been the right guess there. I think in general I was fooled, maybe thinking I made great shots or it was the right part of the lane to be in, but it truly wasn't. I think I was too far right.
All right, so we talked a little bit while that was happening. Curious, and you just explained that move, of course. And we'd never second guess you, of course, given your resume here.
Reasonably certain a few people will after what they saw today.
and then the rest of the way, of course, we saw every ball that you had, and we saw you move in, move out, up the lane, around everything.
Yeah, you hear what Matt McNeil shoots, and you're like, all right, he's left-handed, he's got to have something. What did he do? And obviously his game is markedly different than mine. Ball speed, rev rates are opposite directions, and so you try to figure out, well, what can I cherry pick from to get where he did and maybe have certainly not the same look, but something similar. And, I think instead of getting to what I was doing was bowling where if I made a good shot, I struck. What I should have done was shift a little bit and bowl to where if I didn't make a great shot, I still left something I could shoot. And I think that was the problem. I mean, a lot of my misses were big splits. I flagged some spares, and that's on me, but there were some ugly counts in there where if you miss, you're just left with almost nothing to work with. And I think my right move near the end was just get left, get more left, get even more left, and just play with that part of the lane that really seems to match up well with my role and the ball that I use and keeps me out of trouble. I mean, the last 2 games, I left nothing but single pins, and for the most part, everything was makeable. I mean, that's what you got to be here. You can't get to a part where if you go 6-bagger and then big 4 and then a Greek church, and that I think is the mistake I made was, oh, okay, I threw it good there. I made a good shot. I struck, but when I made a bad shot, I had no help whatsoever in the parts of the lane I was in.
All right, now you came out for doubles on a pair that had no left-handers.
Yeah.
And you struggled the first 2 games. Got comfortable, like you said, moved left. Finished with 240.
Yep.
So you had to feel pretty good about that. But then moving to a completely fresh pair again for singles, nobody bowled team on there at all, and no left-handers prior to you getting there.
Right, completely clear.
So did you get there and start where you finished on the doubles pair, or how'd that work out?
Yeah, I mean, I was in the right part of the lane, but I kind of got the ball started early and was standing on it pretty hard. And on the fresh like that, once the ball exits the pattern, it's got so much movement off of it from left to right that it's very hard to control. So you end up trying to either speed it up slightly or move just right enough to get the ball off of the nose, and I end up fighting myself for the better part of that game. And then, I knew I was in the right part of the lane. It was the way that I got to the break point down the lane that I think really cost me. And I, Bull left some ugly stuff, and obviously 2 big 6 counts early or whatever it was. That was the center. The last 2 games, it was, move your feet farther left, get farther left. Literally, the last game and a half, my right foot started on 5, and it drifts right a little bit, but I'm starting on 5, and I'm literally looking at the 2 board, and if I hit 2 and I'm out there and I've got the speed right, I get the ball to recover. If I hit 3 or 4, maybe it backs off just a little bit and I 6-pin or something like that, to where you get to where your mistake is not catastrophic, it's makeable. And the last 2 games particularly, I think I was firing it a little bit harder. Beginning of the last game, obviously, I think the part of the lane carried down a little bit. When you throw a urethane ball, it deposits oil instead of taking it off the lane. And a wrap 7, a strike, a wrap 7, a forced shot on a 6-pin, and I said, just keep going left and stay firm. And literally, I got to where my right foot was starting at 3 or 4, just outside of the first dot. And if I drift in and just kind of fire it off of that spot, it begins to hook early enough to where all I've got to do is be close to the hole, and I'm either going to 7-pin, 10-pin, 6-pin, or strike. And for the most part of nationals, if you can do that, you're going to bowl well. You may not destroy the world, but you're going to shoot 240, get a couple of doubles or a triple and make your spares, and that's more what I had the last 2. So.
Well, after the first game of singles, obviously very uncharacteristic. You struggled. It happens. We've all been there.
Yeah.
But I set the number at 725 for singles. I knew that regardless of what happened before that, and then stepping up for game 2, I knew there had to be some magic left in that old blue hammer, and we were expecting some things, and you came through almost. Had the front 8 there.
I tried, yeah. I thought that would give great conversation. Go 150, 300 on the internet with a lot of my friends from Texas and California and parts of the country watching and letting me know later on that it was a heck of a bounce back. I did century myself twice in 6 games, so that's not a good thing, but it's certainly one to talk about. So.
Well, we tried to be as nice as we could. I mean, it was difficult after what we've seen in 2009, 10, and 11.
Yeah.
To see you struggle, but the huge comeback there, the last 2 games of singles, you got to feel pretty good walking out of here, finishing, with 270, 230 for 672.
Yeah, and I bowled 10 years or 11 years, and my 2 lowest years are both been here. So it's obvious that whether it's the climate or the lane service or whatever, I'm not as sharp as I should be here, and at least I figured something out there. That was certainly the best bowling I've done in nationals here in Baton Rouge, but I gotta get better. It's not always at the stadium. Lord knows I'd love it to be there, but that's not the way it works. So gotta develop and go back home and try to see what I did right and what I did wrong and learn from it. That's about all you can do. You can't, it's over now. You can't dwell on it.
Well, you guys have your sport league that I imagine you'll be bowling on this pattern for a while, and then of course we head back to Reno to the stadium where you're awfully comfortable for the next 2 years.
Thank God.
So, all right. Well, we definitely appreciate it. Nice finish.
Well, thank you.
That's really all we can say, I guess. You just put it in the books,
Absolutely.
and we'll try again next year.
Yeah, next year. We'll see you guys then.
All right, sir. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Brett Wolfe, 2002 USBC Masters champ, getting it done here in Baton Rouge. Big comeback finish there. 279, 237 for 672 in singles. Finishes with 1776 all events. A little short of his last couple of years, but he's back here looking at the positives, like he said, and making moves, getting ready for next year. We're headed back to Reno, so he's going to head back home and tweak some things and get ready. And then we'll see you again next year in Reno, Nevada. Brett Wolfe. And this is Matt Canizaro, Media Relations Manager for Emil Williams Jr. We are done here for today. We'll see you again on Tuesday nights. K&K Bowling Services 5. Looking for back-to-back Team All Events titles. Join us then. If you missed any of today's broadcast, you can find us on youtube.com/BowlTV. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the news for now. We will see you on the lanes.